All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Will Sanders, and I'm making this video based on popular demand. People were asking for another visual of the GoDesana pay plan, very similar to the HBN pay plan. And as I said on yesterday's Facebook Live, if you understand these pieces of the GoDesana pay plan, you will automatically understand 80%, if not more, of the HBN pay plan. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start off with this very, very simple blueprint. This is the same blueprint that I've used for over a decade now to teach people different types of pay plans. And ever since joining the Green Organics family of companies in 2019, I have never seen a more fair, balanced, and aggressive pay plan. But let's cover the basics to start. Number one, you're going to see right here, POP. That stands for product of the product. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a product of the product. If you want to become a top earner in any network marketing company, you definitely want to become a product of the product or the service that the company provides. Here with the Green Organics family of companies, we have an absolutely top tier line of personal care products from soap, deodorant, tooth powder, and much more. We also have superfoods products, incredible essential oils, and our products are all formulated by the one and only Alexandria Brighton. So it's not difficult to get these type of products because they do anything from helping you age backwards inside your body on a cellular level, helping you sleep better, reducing pain. A lot of our products are specifically designed to turn your body into a fat burning machine. And those testimonies of people losing 10, 20, 30, even 100 pounds are there are a lot of different testimonials. So it's not hard to become a product of the product. Now, for this example, I'm going to use 100 CV worth of product, and that can go anywhere from around 117 bucks up until the 140s and 150s plus tax and shipping. If you want to, if you just don't know what you want and you want to use just gift cards, you can do 100 CV worth of gift cards for exactly $100, no tax and no shipping. And you can pick your products at a later date. But we're going to use 100 CV for this example because 100 CV is going to make the math a lot easier, okay? So what we're going to do is once we've decided that we can be a product of the product, we're going to love the products as much as, as much as other people do. We'll test them out. And if you don't like the products, so they don't do what you think they should do, then you should not be a part of this opportunity. And I'm not ashamed to say that at all. But to be fair, we have the best products in the industry. And they are products that you simply have to experience for yourself. I would recommend the black seed oil, the Align essential oil blend, fulvic acid. The Beetroot Max powder is also phenomenal, but there's so many products, but feel free to try those out. And if you're not too keen on those, you should just go with the deodorant, tooth powder, and the bars of soap, okay? All natural, all organic. So boom, we got that. Product of the product, let's continue. The second thing, and the thing that a lot of people simply do not understand when they get involved in this industry, is that you will have to learn some basic skills, okay? The skills are gonna be very, very important. I like to liken it to when I was in high school working at McDonald's when it wasn't basketball season. And when I remember my first day going into McDonald's, I couldn't work the first day. I brought my application in, so I had to apply. There was some paperwork that had to happen. And then secondly, after that happened, I still couldn't go to work. I had to go to an orientation. Okay, I had to literally go to an orientation to learn how to make $4.25 an hour before taxes, which was minimum wage back then, if I recall it correctly. And then what happened was, then I got to go to work. But remember, I couldn't go to work until there was some paperwork done. I couldn't go to work until I even had to invest something. And what was that? I had to invest time. I had to, either get a ride or ride my bike or catch a streetcar. I had to pay money for bus fare. I had to do something, pay some type of, income to go to work. Okay. I had to, gas to put in the car. I didn't have a car back then, but if my parents dropped me off, there would have to be gas that was paid and putting more and more miles on the car. So when people say, oh, network marketing, it costs money to join, but a job doesn't, that's not really true. You spend far more money going to a job, 5 days a week than you do doing network marketing, even if you work online from home for your job, because during the pandemic, people had some time where they could work from home from an office. You had to get new equipment. And it's again, you're running your utility bill up when normally you wouldn't be at the office. Your utility bill is going to be higher because you're home all the time. So please don't think for 1 second that you won't have to learn some new skills and that there won't be, the products is where the income part comes in network marketing. But that being said, you're going to have to learn some new skills, and you don't know how to build a team yet. That's okay. That's why you're watching videos like this, because this is part of your learning process. Okay. So assuming that you fall in love with the products, as we know you will, that's why the products have a 60-day money back guarantee, but nobody ever uses it because the products are that good. And you're going to learn some skills. You are literally 50% of the way to the blueprint. And this is the last thing I'll tell you, is that becoming a product of the product, you set that up on auto ship. You don't have to worry about it again. Okay. You can change that up at any time. Secondly, when it comes down to learning the skills, ladies and gentlemen, you only have to learn the skills one time and you never have to learn them again. Okay. So that's done. The next part, and this is going to be where the rubber hits the road. This is going to be +2. And this is going to be the part of the blueprint, ladies and gentlemen, where you take those skills that you just learned and you go ahead and apply those in your actual life with your network so that you can sponsor 2 people who join the business. Now, you can sponsor far more than 2 people. We like this number. We like the fact that the compensation plan here with GoDesana is built around sponsoring 2 people and helping them sponsor 2 people, because we know, or most people know from network marketing statistics, that the average network marketer sponsors 2.7 people over the course of their career. Now, I have never seen a 1/7 of a person. So even an under average, a below average network marketer can still sponsor 2 people. And these people do not have to be rock stars. They can be people with a big desire for a better life, a slightly above average work ethic, and the ability to read and write. And they have what it takes, should they so choose, to become successful in network marketing. And then last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, after you sponsor those 2 people, you're going to want to make sure that you teach them, or at the very least, plug them into our teaching and coaching and training so that we can teach them for you. Why would we do that? Because through teaching and education comes duplication. Okay. So if you said yes to becoming a product of the product, even if it's not at the 100 BV level, and you said you can learn some basic skills and that you're okay with using the skills that you learned to build a team of 2 people, okay, and these 2 people are going to feel the same way you do about financial security. They're going to be people you want to identify who want to build a financial wall of security around their family that nothing can get through. And once they've self-identified, you simply want to teach them what? You want to teach them step 1, how to get their products and how to use their products properly so they get the best results. Number 2, you want to help them learn, okay? And learn what, Will? The same things you learn, the same videos you watch, the same recordings you watch, the same audiobooks you listen to, the same personal development videos from YouTube you listen to, the same Zoom recordings you've listened to. Give them the same information you got, okay? It's very important to duplicate and not innovate until absolutely necessary. And then you want to go ahead and help them how to use those skills they just learned to sponsor their first 2 people. And then you want to teach those people. And to be fair, this is just an income projection. I happen to know personally, I've got 1.3 million reasons why I know these pay plans pay out the way they do. But that being said, I'm going to give you an income disclaimer. This is simply projections based on how we know the pay plan works. We work very hard, although it may not always look like it. We work very hard. And you might join and you might decide to not work hard. Okay. And if you decide to not work hard, you won't make any money. So we have to tell you there's no guarantee of income. We can only guarantee you an amazing opportunity. Okay. So that being said, we're going to look at month 1 right here. I've already joined. And I've gone through my learning process. And of course, you don't know how to build a network marketing team yet. But guess what? You didn't know how to tie your shoes, but you learned. You didn't know how to walk, but you learned. You didn't know how to brush your teeth or drive a car. But guess what? You learned that too. And you can learn this as well. You are a learning machine when you put your mind to learning something, should you decide to do it. And so in this particular first month, after I've got my products and I love them and I've been learning all month long, in this first month right here, I'm going to sponsor my first 2 people. And we are going to call those people, for purposes of example, Alice and Bob. Okay. All right. And the reason that we're going to write their names out there, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the purposes of this example. I'm never going to sponsor anyone ever again in this particular video. I just sponsored Alice and Bob. Alice and Bob both joined at 100 BV. And in that first month, they're not talking to friends and family and everybody else. They haven't even learned what to say yet. They're not posting stuff all over their social media. They haven't even completed our social media training yet. They're not talking to people trying to learn how to sell product and retail product and recruit. They haven't learned anything as of yet. And in fact, we're very happy that Alice and Bob are not salespeople. Well, wait a minute. Why would we want to work with people who are not salespeople? Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's a common misconception about the network marketing industry. We don't really want to recruit salespeople simply because we'd have to untrain them, to be quite frank. We're not really salesy people, but at the same time, most people don't want to be salespeople, and that's a good thing because if they were salespeople, like I said, we would have to untrain them and teach them a more relationship-oriented style of building an organization. But that being said, Alice and Bob are learning. They're watching videos, listening to audiobooks. They're getting on the team Zooms, or maybe even attending a home meeting in their area. And that month, their first month in the business, they both spent 100 CV in products. And so your organization at that time is going to have 200 CV, that's 200 in volume, $200 in sales, basically, that have gone through your organization, one from Alice and one from Bob. This could always be less, and I'll show you how to make that make sense with the math a little bit later. Now, that being said, you're also going to receive what we call a fast start commission. When Alice and Bob order, you're going to receive a fast start commission of 25%, okay, 25% of their initial order, okay? So you'll be receiving $25 from each of those orders in addition to the volume, which we'll talk about later, okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and scratch through Fast Start right there, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because most network marketing companies have a fast start, and that's gonna be a bonus that you get either one time, or you may get it for a certain limited time period. After that time period, you will no longer receive that 25% or 30% or 40% or whatever the company's offering, those companies, you won't receive that anymore. But here at GoDesana, you're going to receive 25% every single time that Alice or Bob order a product. Whether or not it's on auto ship is irrelevant. The size of the order doesn't matter. It can be a $1,000 order. It can be a $10 order. You're going to get your 25% of the commissionable volume. Okay, and that is what we are going to call, instead of fast start, we are going to call that royalties. Okay, now why are we going to call that royalties? Well, quite honestly, ladies and gentlemen, just because I like that term better. I have some friends that are in the music industry, and one particular rock group, I won't mention them, but the gentleman just passed away, but he was a member of this rock group that was really big in the late 70s and early 80s that I heard a lot when I was growing up, and my grandfather was babysitting me. I happened to meet this young man much, much later in his life, and significantly later in my life, in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I can tell you that this gentleman was making ASCAP royalties. He was being paid income each and every month from music that he had made literally 40 years ago. And that particular income gave he and his family a fantastic life. So when I say royalty income, it's the doing of the work one time. Okay, and you're going to be paid for that work for perpetuity. And that is going to be also called residual income. But I feel like the word residual just feels like the word residue, kind of like leftover. So I prefer royalty income or royalties. So you're going to receive 25% royalties on sales, even if you make the sale one time. And these particular individuals on auto ship every single month, you'll be paid royalties every month. And you don't have to limit yourself to just to people who want to build the business. You can actually acquire a team of customers who all they want to do is use one or more of our products on a monthly basis, regardless of whether or not it's on auto ship. And you're going to receive 25% of the commissionable volume of those orders every single month forever. So it's amazing. We're very excited about the royalty income, but we're not going to do a lot of that in this particular video because 25% of every order forever is very, very simple to understand. So we'll just put that 25% there for those of y'all who are taking notes, okay? Also, we have the SAT bonus, and you being at 100 BV and Alice and Bob there, that's going to more than qualify you for our SAT bonus here at GoDesana. And without getting too much into depth, I'll tell you that the SAT bonus is an unlimited number of $350 bonuses. These bonuses come in increments of $20, $30, $50, $100, and $150, so $350 total. And that is an unlimited number of those that you can qualify for. We'll put the infinity symbol right there. And you're going to instantly qualify for those $350 bonuses, and in fact be paid out multiple of those bonuses, getting up to that $350 mark just for going through the process that we're talking about today. So whatever money that you see we talk about today, you can add 25% to it. You can add $350 to it. If you decide to sponsor more than 2 people, you can have far more than $350 in those bonuses. That's an infinite number that you can qualify for. But today we're going to be talking about the matrix. Let's put a little check right there. And the matrix is also known as the community revenue bonus. So this is going to be something that I affectionately call community commerce. This is going to be money that income, residual income, royalty income, call it what you wish, but it will be a very, very significant part of income if you work the system, especially if you work it the way that we're teaching it in this video. We're going to talk about that. And last but certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the check match. And just know that you're going to receive under the GoDesana pay plan a percentage, okay, a minimum percentage of 10%, okay, and a maximum percentage of 50%, okay, of the community revenue bonus payout that Alice and Bob generate. So just to put that in perspective, if Bob makes $100,000 a year in GoDesana, which is very possible, if Bob makes $100,000 a year, the bulk of that is going to come from the matrix, obviously, and you are going to make 10% of that minimum, even if you do not rank advance at all. You'll be receiving $10,000 a year from Bob's $100,000 a year. If Alice and Bob complete this chart the way I'll show you, and they make $100,000 a year each, all right, the bulk of that is going to come from the matrix, obviously, as you'll see shortly. And that $100,000 from both of them is going to equal $200,000. And even on the low end, if you just sponsored them and did nothing more, you never rank advanced ever, you'd receive $20,000 a year, okay? If by chance you decide to rank advance and get up into the levels of platinum and gold and platinum and even diamond, okay, which is the level that I'm at right now. We currently have, I think, somewhere between 15 to 20 diamonds in the company, all within the last 12 months. So it's something you can definitely do. But if you decide to start ranking advancing, you can get up to 50% check match. So if Alice and Bob are making $100,000 a year apiece, that's going to be $200,000 total. Ladies and gentlemen, as a diamond, you'd receive 50% of that, and that's going to be $100,000 a year for you. Okay, so sponsoring the right people can really, really make some amazing things happen. I am $1 million earner with this particular company, with the Green Organics family of companies, and over $1 million with this company. I've made millions of dollars with other companies, but this is my home company. It's where I've planted my flag. It's where all my time and energy and effort in network marketing goes to, and I can tell you, if you would have sponsored me, okay, or a person of my caliber who was really hungry to learn, even though I knew nothing my first day, who learned and would never quit and goes on to make $1 million or more, you would make at least $100,000, but possibly up to $500,000 just from the $1 million that I made. So as the company pays out commissions, those royalties are going to go to Alice and Bob. However, the company, Green Organics, is going to pay you a check match bonus from their marketing budget, which is an exceptional amount of money. They will pay you from the marketing budget. So you're not getting any of Alice and Bob's money. You're getting your own money. You are getting literally a check match. You're getting a bonus, a coaching override from the company because you introduced Alice and Bob to the company. And the computer algorithm is going to assume that you trained Alice and Bob. So you do have a lot of vested interest in teaching the people that you sponsor and helping them become successful. But let's go ahead and double back to the matrix. So Alice and Bob have joined at 200 BV in month 1. And in month 1, they are going to be learning and using their products. And then in month 2, they are going to sponsor their first 2 people. And Alice is going to sponsor 2 people, and so will Bob. So when Alice sponsors 2 people and Bob sponsors 2 people, that will be 4 new people who joined your organization in month 2. Those 4 new people, for the purposes of this example, I'm at 100 CV on a monthly basis. So we'll just assume that they're doing 100 CV because they want to make all the money, not some of the money. And so now you're going to have an additional 400 CV in your organization on a monthly basis, in addition to the 200 CV that you are receiving from the month previously, okay? And so these 4 new people in month 2, they're going to be very excited. They're going to be chomping at the bit, but we want to make sure that they're trained. Like, when's the best time to learn how to drive a car? Before you start the car, or after you start the car. It's going to be before you start the car. Before you start driving, you want to learn how to drive. You do not want to learn how to drive after you're driving. That's how accidents happen. It's the same thing in network marketing. It's like that story about asking someone if they've ever seen a dog chase a car. And most people would say yes. But then you ask the question, well, does the dog think about what it's going to do after it catches the car? And the answer is typically no, and people get a good chuckle. Network marketers are very similar to the dog in that scenario. We chase in the beginning. We don't know any skills at all. We're just very passionate and excited about what we're doing. And we're chasing the car. We're chasing prospects. We're literally chasing people away. But once we do find someone who actually is going to listen to us and wants to hear what we have to say about the products or the pay plan, we don't even know what to say because we never learned. So we want to make sure that we give these 4 brand new individuals, okay, we want to make sure that we give them the same opportunity for education their first month as Alice and Bob got. So Alice and Bob are going to plug them into the training, recommend all the videos and books that they watch, the audiobooks and all that. And these 4 people are going to spend their first month falling in love with these products and learning, okay? Now, the next thing that's going to happen, these 4 people, in their second month, they are ready to go to work. They have all the skills. They're ready to knock the ball out the park. And they are going to go out, and out of all the thousands of people that they have in their cell phones and on social media, and their coworkers and their barber and their hairdressers and their stylists and their physician and the babysitter and the librarian and the lawyer and the personal trainer and the pastor, out of the thousands of people that all of us know, they are going to find 2 people apiece. 2 people who feel the same way you do about financial freedom. 2 people who feel the same way you do about, getting good sleep and using these products to maintain a healthy weight and beautiful skin as we age welderly. I don't believe in the word elderly. I once heard Marcus Jones, another network marketing millionaire, very good friend of mine. He's a network marketing multimillionaire. Let me get that right. And he says that he's aging welderly. And I absolutely love that term. So as they're learning and falling in love with the products in their second month, which is going to be your third month in the business, they're going to sponsor 2 people apiece. And that is going to lead to 8 brand new people in your organization at 100 CV. And that is going to be an additional $800 in sales commissionable volume. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll be getting paid off all this. Don't worry. In addition to all the income we just talked about before, there are additional methods to get paid that we are not going to talk about on this particular video because we will simply run out of paper. One more thing I will mention is that this 12 months that you see right here is just a 1-year blueprint. There is a lot more money. There's actually an additional 13th, 14th, and a 15th level, but that is not going to be available until you start to rank advance. These 12 levels of income that you'll be learning about right now are available to you day 1, and take my word for it, it is good enough, okay? Now, these brand new 8 people joined. You should see a pattern here now. If you're following along from home with your paper or rewinding and taking notes, you should see a pattern right now. The pattern is the blueprint. The blueprint is the system, ladies and gentlemen. We are products of the product. These 8 new people are going to be using products in their first month, which is your third month. Okay, they're going to fall in love with the products just so we have money back guaranteed. Also, in that, first month for them, the third month for you, those 8 brand new members are going to be learning the same things that the 4 new people learned in your second month and their first month. These 8 new people are going to be learning the exact same things that you made sure Alice and Bob learned in their first month, which was your second month. Okay, so that's the pattern. And so right now, I'll ask you a question. I'm sure you know the answer. After the first month, where their first month, where these 8 individuals are learning and using the products, what are these 8 individuals going to be ready, willing, and able to do in their second month, which is your fourth month? Yes, you are correct. They are going to sponsor 2 people, okay? So 16 people just joined your organization at 100 CV, and those orders are going to be an auto ship, but they don't have to be, but we really recommend that. It is nearly impossible to create a stable, duplicatable business without auto delivery. It's the same reason why Hulu and Disney Plus and Netflix and all these other places are literally moving over to a subscription only type of plan, because if you actually enjoy the product, you're going to be okay with getting it on a monthly basis. Our auto ship here is not mandatory. I want to be very clear about that. However, all the leaders that I know who've made any significant income are all on auto ship. And once you really experience these products for yourself, why wouldn't you want to be? Okay. And you also get discounts and some additional perks and bonuses for being on auto ship as well. So now we have 1,600 in new commissionable volume that you'll be paid on in your organization. And all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in the presentation is simply to repeat the blueprint, repeat the process. 16 brand new people in their first month. It's your fourth month. Those 16 brand new people in their first month are going to simply use the products and they're going to learn the skills. What are they going to learn? Everything you learned, which is everything that you've been taught. And that can be handled in videos, audios, and things of that nature. Okay. These 16 new people are going to learn their first month. They're going to use the products. And then in their your fourth month and their second month, they are going to sponsor their first 2 people. And that is going to lead them to 32. And again, these are just projections, but this is quite frankly how the algorithm plays out. And remember, you don't have to know how to enroll people already. You didn't know how to ride a bike. You didn't know how to drive a car. You didn't know how to tie a tie. You didn't know how to cook oatmeal on a beautiful winter morning. But guess what? You learned all those things and you can learn this too, the same as we did. Okay. So that's going to be 32 people that just joined. And if you repeat this particular process, I'm not going to keep going. I know y'all are smart. You got it now. You're going to have 64 people in your organization 6 months into your organization. Now, although this is the proper foundation for growth, although you've already seen some significant royalty incomes, you've received more than $350 in SAP bonuses by this point on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, by the way. There's some check match action going on here too. We're still calculating your matrix check. I just want to show you the system of how the computer algorithm works before we calculate your actual check. But just understand, I can hear you saying it right now. Well, this is so simple. I can join at the 50 BV level and do that and upgrade later, or I can come right in at 100. I can do that. And I know I can learn some basic skills because I learned things that have been much harder in life, to be quite frank. So I definitely can learn these basic skills. If you can do it, I can do it. And I can definitely find 2 people who want to build a financial wall of security that nothing can get through, because I know 2,000 or 3,000 people on Facebook, 600 or 700 people in my phone. I got a high school reunion coming up. Again, butcher, baker, candlestick maker. Everybody knows a ton of people. People are like sand on a beach. They're literally everywhere. Okay. And family members, spouses, all these people. But at the same time, you're going to be spending your first month learning, not going to find your 2 people. That typically doesn't come to month 2. So here's the thing. Will, if it's this simple to build a foundational, the proper foundation for royalty income, so I can get paid forever, why do most people not make it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, because most network marketers in this industry don't last 6 months. In fact, they don't even last 3. Okay, and that is going to be one of the things that we're going to talk about. I just want to make a point because we just brought that up right here. If you look at the bottom, long-term royalties. Okay, I'm going to be making little notes throughout the presentation. Long-term royalties, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, it is impossible to make long-term royalty income by quitting. You simply can't do it. And to be fair, most people do network marketing every day, but they don't get paid. I really want you to think about that statement before we move on, okay? Most people do network marketing every day, but don't get paid. Well, what does that mean? When's the last time you recommended a restaurant or a barber or a movie or a church or a moving company or anything at all? Restaurants for sure. But you've made so many recommendations over the course of your life. And until you got involved in network marketing, you probably weren't paid for those recommendations. Here, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be getting paid for work that you already do, which is recommending products that you love to people that you care about. And you'll be paid to do that. So it's very exciting. And the last thing I'll mention, in addition to reiterating that you cannot create long-term royalty income by quitting, you cannot create long-term royalty income by jumping from one company to another company to another company. At some point, you have to plant a flag and say, I'm going to build this and I'm not going to jump around. Every time I jump to another company, I lose credibility. That's what I want you to think, because it's the truth. Okay, I've experienced it before, and I don't wish that type of pain on anybody. You find a great company, especially one like this, and you do everything within your power to make it work, as long as it's moral, ethical, and legally sound. Okay, so now that we got that part figured out, let's move on. We don't want to be the network marketers that quit within 90 days, because we know it takes longer than 90 days to make the significant income, and it takes at least 30 days to learn the basic skills to become successful. So in month 7, you will have 128 new people join your organization. In month 8, 256 new people join your organization. In month 9, 512 new people join your organization. And remember, you only sponsored the first 2. You only sponsored Alice and Bob. And this process has been duplicated very simply over and over and over again until month 10, when you have 1,024 people who join your organization, 2,048, and for this example, last but not least, 4,096. Okay, so I can tell you that is exactly what the numbers play out as when you build it the way that we're talking about. You can always do more, obviously. Now, if you were to add up all these particular people in your team right now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you personally that it's going to be 8,190. You can check my math on that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, and then the next thing that we have to understand is that all 8,190 of these people are all at 100 in commissional volume. Why? Because it's what I did, it's what you did, and what you do duplicates. Okay, if you had come in with our 10 BV package, then you would have the majority of your organization would be 10 BV people. Why? Because what you do duplicates. So you take these 8,190 people, you multiply it times 100 BV in products on a monthly basis, okay? And very simply, that's going to come out to 819,000 in volume in your 12th month in the business, 1 year into the business. Now, in order to calculate your GoDesana check, it's a very simple equation. You simply take the number of people times the amount of volume in that calendar month, and then you're going to multiply that times 0.03 or 3%. Now, if you were to multiply 819,000 in volume by 0.03, you would receive 24,570, okay? Now, you're talking to someone in network marketing who's made over $46,000 a month. In fact, one day I remember I made over $26,000 in one day, and I think I posted that one when it happened. It's happened more than once, but I know one time in particular, I recorded that video and put it on YouTube because it was just so fun to make over $26,000 in one day with income from the Green Organics family of companies. So I can tell you this is very, very possible. Now, the $24,570 is your matrix check for that month. This check can obviously be much higher, especially if you decide to rank advance. But for the purposes of these projections, and we already gave them the income disclosures at the beginning so that you know this is not guaranteed. This is, income projections based on work that you could quite simply go do. Okay. And then your check match is going to be based on that. So you're going to receive a minimum of 10%. So if Alice and Bob duplicate the same process, they're making $24,570 a piece. If they both make that because they duplicate this process, That's going to be $49,000. Okay. And you receive 10% of that, which is $4,900. Okay. So you'd be receiving $4,900 just from the check match, not including all this other income. So that's that $4,900 plus this $24,000 and these other bonuses. That'll put you over $30,000 a month. And ladies and gentlemen, you can achieve this and you haven't even rank advanced to silver or gold or platinum or diamond. Those typical rank advances will push this check match up far higher, but that's you at the 10%. So if you're watching this video, I hope that this 4-step system made sense. Okay. And then I hope that these numbers made sense to you. And the thing that I would recommend is that you practice this. I really, really recommend that you practice it. Practicing this particular diagram and learning how to draw these numbers out like this, and put your prospect in your shoes so they can see how to calculate their $24,000 a month in a year worth of work. And another thing I'll tell you is that this doesn't have to be a month. Okay, this could, if you wanted it to be, if people really understood this information and really wanted to get out and build, you could sponsor 2 people your first week. And then this could be a 12-week program, okay? And 12 weeks, not a long time to be making $24,000 a month. But what you would have to do is make sure that you were keeping very, very good organizational records for your team, and that you had a place, online or in person, where the team, typically online these days, where the team could meet at, like a Facebook group or something like that, so you can keep track of all this activity happening. So that's about the time that I wanted to catch on to this video. We'll cover some more of the pay plan, the different rank advancements, some more of these acronyms a little bit later. I will leave you with one more though before we wrap up the video. And that's going to be this one right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, how to do the business is not as important as why you're doing the business. And to translate that into the common network marketing vernacular, until you know why, the how doesn't matter. So as you learn this information and you really start to master this pay plan, I'll show you one more quick trick about it for easy math. But as you start to master this pay plan, and before you even start to do this diagram, to be quite frank, I want you to always know and have it written down and keep it at the forefront of your mind, the top 20 reasons why you want to be successful in this business. You don't have to look at the list every day, but at some point prior to really making a serious commitment to this business, I would like you to write down a list of the top 20 things you want to have, or the places you want to go, or the person you want to be. Okay, the charitable organizations you want to contribute to, you get to decide all that. But I'm going to politely recommend that you write down on paper your top 20 reasons why you want to be successful. And please send that to your sponsor so they can know what your goals are. Okay, because until you know why, the how doesn't matter. Now, the last thing I'll show you, some people might say, well, we didn't want to do the 100 BV kit. We don't have a whole lot of money. We would like to do the 10 BV kit, the 10 CV kit. You can do that, and you can do the same calculation, except everybody's going to be spending 10 VV instead of 100. All you would do was decrease this amount by 90%. And what would that be? So if you're at 100 BV here, 100 CV, if you're at 10 CV, your monthly income after that 12 months or 12 weeks or 12 days or hypothetically 12 hours, your monthly income would be $2,457 plus some of these bonuses, but not all of them. Okay, you wouldn't qualify for some of these if you were at the 10 BV. And then, well, what if I don't want to do 10 BV? What if I would like to do 20 BV? Is there a 20 BV option? Well, of course there's a 20 CV option. And the 20 CV option, ladies and gentlemen, to get that, you would simply double this. This is about $2,400 right there. So that 20 BV, the 20 CV option would get you about $5,000 a month in royalty income. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I don't want to just make $5,000. I do want to be a 6-figure earner on an annual basis. I want to make 6 figures every 6 months, just like you do. Well, in that case, then the minimum that you would do is the 50 BV option. 50 CV. I keep saying BV because the HBM pay plan, which y'all will learn on my next video, the terms are just BV and CV, but they're interchangeable. Business volume versus commissionable volume. They're identical, the terms. So the 50 CV option would simply get you half of what the 100 CV option is paying you. So instead of $24,000 a month, you'd probably make close to $12,200, give or take somewhere up in there. About $12,000 a month, which is still more than enough for you to be a six-figure annual earner on an annual basis, okay? And then last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, just for people who are really just got to get something going, 100 CV is so far out of their budget, it's not even funny. We have a 5 CV option. This is what a lot of people call the best value, not just in network marketing, but the best value in American business is the ability to start a business for not $100, but for 5 CV, which can be as little as $7.95 plus tax and shipping. And if you go ahead and get started with that and build the same out, but nobody's doing 100 CV, they're all doing 5 CV, okay? We've covered all of them. We covered the 50 CV. Now we're covering the 5 CV, okay? All you would do is you would look at the 50 CV particular option there, and then you would reduce that, all right? So it's going to be 1/10 of that. So you look at the 12,200. For the 5 CV, it would be 1,220, give or take on a monthly basis, about an extra $1,000 a month, which is also really, really good. And as you do this particular diagram, you draw this pay plan out over and over again as practice when it comes down for you to present on paper at a restaurant, or maybe even on a whiteboard in front of a room, or even on a Zoom or something like that. Or you could just share this video and let this explain it to your prospects. But as you get really good at this, you'll understand how simple the math works and things of that nature, and you will not even need a calculator, okay? So that being said, this is Will Zanders on behalf of the Green Organics Company, and that concludes our abbreviated version of the GoDesana pay plan. And please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any updates of the training and things like that that we're doing. And if this interests you and you are in network marketing and you want to make royalty income of this caliber, get back with the person who sent you this video, and they can get you some information on how to get started. And you can get started for as little as 5 CV. Which will be about $7.95 plus tax and shipping. You can get started for 100 CV. Okay, that's what most of our top earners, or all of our top earners do. And that'll put you more in that $117 to $130 range, depending on the products you want. And if you actually want to get the most popular package, which is not the 5 CV or the 100, the most popular package is going to be the 50 CV option. And again, that will qualify you to make $12,000 a month or more in the matrix, and that is not including all the other income we talked about and the other income components that we did not talk about as well. So it's a very, very nice chunk of change if you decide to join. And if you're curious about whether or not you can do it, ladies and gentlemen, most people do network marketing every day. They just don't get paid. And if you can fall in love with the products the same way that we have, you got to experience these products for yourself. If you can learn some basic skills from the comfort of your own phone, like on audios or YouTube audiobooks and videos and Zooms and things like that, as we teach, and the occasional home meeting, if there's something going on in your area, all right? And then you can take those skills to sponsor your first 2 people and then simply teach them what you know. You sponsor 2 people and you teach them 1, 2, 3. You teach them exactly what you know. You can have an absolutely incredible career here, okay? So have a good night. God bless, and I will see you on the next one.